It is Tuesday afternoon, January 5th. I am now... It is running a little late. I'm now live. Okay, so, it's been a crazy day for me. I had to do a ton of cleanup around the apartment. There's basically been a bunch of, basically for like the last year or so, I've been keeping a bunch of cardboard boxes in my room, mostly because like, hold on, let me just post on Twitter. Hey, it's not 10 minutes late. It's 4:07 right now, and I was 5 minutes late. Yeah, no, I had to just do it, like, I've been basically, like, with lots of electronics, they come in cardboard boxes, and I always keep them just because they're really useful later when you're moving. And I've just been keeping them in my bedroom. So for a long time, it's been, you know what, I'm going to close Fraps. I don't need that right now. Like, my bedroom was just filled up with cardboard boxes. It was like my bed and then just a bunch of boxes, and I finally... well, part of it was I realized there was so much dust and it was making it actually pretty difficult for me to breathe. So I decided to finally clean up. So that's what I've been doing all day. So I haven't worked on the game, but my apartment is a little bit cleaner now. And my bedroom doesn't look like a warehouse storeroom. So anyway, let's get back to where we left off. But yesterday's stream was a lot of fun. There were a ton of people here. Oh, so I found out today I had to get my backpack repaired, and this was at the dry cleaners, and I guess they told me they've like done some of the lining for Obama's suits. So that's great. Me and Obama. Me and Barack. We have the same tailor. So let's kind of do a quick recap. By the way, today's stream is actually only going to be an hour. It's only going to go until 5, so it's a little short, but yeah, I just got so much other stuff to work on. Okay, so do a quick recap for those of you that are new. Ooh, the frame rate isn't great. So, you know, in normal mode, the kind of puzzle solving process is you can get these boxes. There are seeds, they grow on trees, and you can get them and bring them to buttons to kind of turn them on. You know, that's sort of a pattern that's established in normal mode. And in invert mode, what we do is, so invert mode, you know, you gotta turn this on. We'll have better visual indicators, but you turn this on, and then you can enter into invert mode. Now, visually, invert mode, everything is, you know, black is white and white is black now. And in invert mode, we see that we bring the box from the button, or what looks like a button, to a tree. So, you know, has the invert tree, which you can see here has the different color. Now, there's also, so like you would kind of bring it up here and then let that go, but you'll also notice that in the invert, and we're going to go back to normal mode right now. It's resetting it. We're going to make it so that it doesn't reset. Like you can bring it to a box, but in sort of one of the designs of the invert mode. So this is like a normal tree. You can see the leaves grow upwards, and it's white trunk during in normal mode, whereas the invert tree is actually with the black trunk in normal mode, and the leaves grow downwards. So one thing I might play with is having the trunk be much thicker, just to have it be, I think, a lot more noticeable and impressive. Okay, so the goal today is let's work on getting a kind of, you want to grab this box and we'll put it here. So this is like the final location for the final location that the player will want to bring the box to. Right now we will leave it, should probably put it in the trigger layer. Let's leave this as the material. Hey, Nun Superior, how's it going? Today's been a bit of a crazy day for me because I've just been been kind of cleaning around the house. So let's go and take a look at the our trigger. So okay, so you can see this is our. I actually don't want this. Eventually, I think I want to go with like a wireframe. LA finally got some rain. Rainy day level building time. Well, we have an entire winter. That's good for staying inside and working. I actually had to go up and down the stairs like several times today. So. This is not the final design. However, what I like about this is that it's see-through, so we can. What we're going to do is we're going to have to bring the invert box into here, and then we'll have it like. At the moment, we'll just lock in. We'll play around with the design later. I think what would be kind of cool is having like dotted wireframe, and the dots are just constantly moving, so you sort of know that's where you want to bring the box to. And it's what I would like is sort of. To complete the inverse of the tree growing mechanic in the normal mode. So in normal mode, you plant a box and the tree grows from there and it grows more trees. And in this one, right, we're getting the inverse box and we're bringing it to a tree and putting it back in. And yesterday we talked about it. I thought it'd be kind of cool where it was like you brought the box back in and then the tree kind of got pulled into the box, like the inverse of growing. My one problem with that then is that you lose the visual of the tree. Like once you do it, then this tree will no longer be there, which it kind of sucks because I think it looks really cool, but I also like the idea of this. I you know, like I like the visual of this tree being sucked in to the box, or you know, going down into the base, sort of the reverse of it. But you just lose the visual of the trees after you've done that. But maybe that's not a problem. Yeah, I just thought that would be kind of like a really it to me that's like that takes the invert mode mechanic farther along, and I think it's a little more interesting that way. It's just that there are like some visual consequences, I suppose, as a result of that. So we'll see. Let's right now just play with bringing the box to this spot. And the nice thing with this that so one of the problems, it's not really a problem, but you know, when you're putting a normal mode box onto this button, a lot of people say like, man, it'd be really cool if there was a bit of magnetic attraction, like when you brought the box closer to the button, it kind of pulled the box towards it. And a lot of games do that, and I think it feels good to have it like locked in. The problem is that we also have buttons on the side, on walls, right? So, and in that case, you're bringing the box, you're touching it, and the box has to slide down if you let go. So, in that case, when you have the lock in, the like magnetic attraction, that like doesn't feel right, because it feels like it's put in place, and then when you let go, it should stay. But so unfortunately, I think in trying to keep that design model consistent for buttons on the side and on the ceiling, I decided not to have the magnetic pull. However, with this though, you can do it. Since in invert mode there's no gravity change, and you would only bring the box to its own gravity. Like you bring it into the thing and it just kind of stays. You can't put a block on, like, you can only, a box will always fall towards its gravity when it's active. So a blue box will always fall this way. If this is the blue direction and you put it up against the wall, it will slide down, as long as it's active. So, I mean, you can change gravity and have things lock, but so anyway, let's just get to working on this. Let's get a script going. Yeah, it doesn't. I mean, if the buttons were only on the floor, then you could do a snapping, right? Because that kind of like feels good, but because you also have the ones on the sides, and that when you let go, it should fall down. Having the snap doesn't. It like feels wrong. Like it makes people think they've solved it when they haven't. So I'm going to write a script. We're going to call it invert cube destination. Actually, the thing is, there would actually be no trigger exit because you can't bring it in. So collider other. Why is this not? Hey, by the way, I'm out of curiosity. Is anybody here use Reddit? You know, there was recently the discussion about how sort of our game dev has changed, which I agree with, because it's the thing is, like, really early on, Reddit was an incredibly useful resource for me. Sort of the earliest times I shared about the game was on Reddit. And I remember when I would go to events, people were like, "Oh yeah, I've seen this game on Reddit before." Okay, yeah, one of the mods just tweeted at me, which is why it came across to me. But anyway, I was kind of curious if you guys wanted to linky. Sorry, I just saw this thing. Well, yeah, I guess the self-promotion thing, Reddit in general doesn't like self-promotion, but I think it's really hard because it's not even just me about wanting to post my own work. It's like I kind of really like seeing a lot of stuff happening, being shared, but at the same time, yeah, like some people keep posting stuff and it gets a little overwhelming. Okay. Yeah, I mean, so it just ends up being a lot of like Gamma Sutra articles. Anyway, I think maybe it can be something where it's like it's limited to you can only post your own work once a month. I think that would help a lot. And you don't have to use self-post. You can use images too. Anyway, I should go and check that out and maybe maybe respond later. Let's see. Oops. Hey, Favir! How's it going? How's your game coming along? How you enjoying working at the co-op? So endless tile sets. Yeah, it's the Indie City Co-op. It's like it's on the north. It's on the other side of town for me. Plus, I prefer working from home. You know, the big thing, the nice part about working from home is I can stream. Like right now, right? Because I think if there were a bunch of people sitting around, I don't know if they really want to hear me talking. So. And personally, I don't. I don't really have too much of a problem with not being able to focus when I work from home. So, but yeah, the co-op is great. I do wish I lived closer just so I can like stop by. The trick with working from home, the big secret is you cannot wear pajamas. You have to put on pants. You have to get dressed up, because that's what it's all about, having the right mindset. Because if you start putting pajamas, then your like worlds are colliding. You gotta working from home. You gotta like work really hard to keep the work-life separation. And if you wear pajamas to work, then the worlds collide, and you know, then you don't know whether you're relaxing or working. Why the hell is... The guy accidentally made this a trigger. You gotta have internet, though. How else can you stream? Actually, that's not true. If you're working from home, you should just stream all the time, and then no one, you stream, and then you can't get distracted. But yeah, you know, one of these days I'm gonna I'll have to stop by the co-op and get lunch with everyone. Gelatin Design, hello! Uh, Actually, it's more than pair programming. If you're streaming while programming, that's like a bunch of people. Okay, is it? Oh shit. I was like, why is this not printing? And I just realized it's because I didn't actually put the script to this object. Committee programming, yeah. Gelatin Design, I think this is the first time I'm seeing you here. Welcome to the stream. I think. Invert cube destination, so... Yeah, I've been to the indie lunch before. I don't go that often because it takes me an hour and a half to go up there. So it's like it's an hour and a half, and then I have lunch, which is like an hour and a half, and then I come back. It's like it ends up being a 6-hour ordeal for me on Friday, and it's winter in Chicago now, so. So yeah, I am doing the Chicago South Side co-op, which is just me. Okay, so... But yeah, that's awesome that you're in the co-op now. It's sweet. It's a really, really great community. Okay, so we bring the invert box over. How much is it? Oh, me? Well, there's only one desk right now. Okay, Invermo cube has been brought in. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna take the cube and we're gonna lock it into this position. So we're gonna take the cube and lock it into the position and take it away from the player. Yes, Favier, you can join, but you'll have to bring a desk. Man, my cough is not getting any better. You can't throw things, only drop them. Used to be able to, but that broke a bunch of puzzles. Yeah, I need to set up so I don't have to like keep doing this at the beginning just because everything is... Oh, so that tree is way too far. You know, we should just move it. Okay, so one of the things I need to do right now is I need to override the... Alright, so let's think about this interaction, because... So one of the things I need to do is I need to override the player carry rigid body script. So on the rigid body controller, which is what controls the player, I have a script called carry rigid body, and this is like how it handles when the player is carrying stuff. And when you are on the floor, you are using this spring object, and I think I need to force... So the thing is, it's like when you have the when you're holding the box, when the player's carrying the box, this is the script that's setting the location of it. So we set... Alright, so this is the selected rigid body, so that's the thing you're carrying. So I think drop gravity cube is what we need to do. We need to like drop the gravity cube, and then we need to force the player to drop the gravity cube and then take that cube and put it in the middle. I think that's how it's gonna work. Right, so see this function. Okay, so ooh. Okay, so two things. One is, how do I know is being carried, right? So I need to know whether the box is being carried or not, because theoretically you could be standing above the location and then drop the cube into it, or you could be carrying it and bring it in. So and those gotta, like, if you just drop the cube in, then you're not carrying it, so it can just like it can just get pulled in. So that's kind of like a ninja maneuver, but if you're holding the box, then I need to make sure I force the player to like go. So where is our invert test? So I've been finding something that really helps me when programming is before I write any code, I make a line of comment that states exactly what I'm trying to do. And that's made it a lot easier for me. By the way, for those of you that are watching the stream, if you're new, you guys should follow if you like it, if you like what you're seeing. Hey, Edo Kartoffel, hello, how's it going? Enjoyees, what's up? Hello to you as well. I think Enjoyees is new, or I haven't seen you in the chat before. I'm good. That's very good to hear that. So let's it's not exactly how I like to do it. Do I have access to... No, yeah. Thordura. Yeah, the Rami stream bomb yesterday was pretty awesome. So lots of cool people in the chat. So this forces the player to drop it, and then let's go back and test it. By the way, Thordura, I'm sorry to hear about the streaming options. Hey, hello, Tor Reactor. That's wonderful. I'm so glad you were able to join us today. Welcome to the stream. Today's going to be pretty short, but yeah, that's awesome. You are learning C# for Unity. If you have any questions, feel free to ask away. I'm not, I will admit, I'm not the best coder out there. Do enough to get stuff done, but there's lots of people in the chat that are a lot smarter. Oh, okay, so we were able to force to drop. Oh, you know what it is it's also just yeah, more experience. But a lot of programming is from experience. You know, like one of the things is we've been using delegates. So so for example, like to go into invert mode, the rigid body controller script sets that, and it's a delegate, which it's sort of like an announcement call, and then you can set up other scripts to kind of listen to that. And had I not known about it before, I would have had like a bunch of checking back and forth, like this script would check to see if that script is done, and then this script would check to see if this one is over, like really annoying stuff. But if you do the delegate, then you can kind of have everything else just like follow. And I didn't start to do that until, you know, 3 years into development. Okay, let's try this again. Actually, you know what? Before we continue, I'm going to move that tree just to be a lot closer. Hey, one boy dev. Am I making this game alone? I worked on this game alone for about 2.5 years. So we did everything there. In Praetorian, 1978. Hello, thank you. And earlier last year, I got backed by Indie Fund, so I was able to bring on a programmer part-time to help me out. So he's written a bunch of editor tools and optimization. At the moment, I am technically alone. David, he's the programmer. He'll be rejoining me soon. Thing is, so Indie Fund comes in installments. Their funding, and they split it into 2 installments. And they don't have an obligation to actually give me the second installment. So I just applied for the I just asked for the second installment. I don't think they will cancel funding. You know, development is going well. So, but you know, you don't know for sure. So I'm kind of waiting to hear back from them. Hopefully, sometime this week. Because if I don't get funding, I'll have to. I'm not too concerned about it. I think I'll get it, and if not, there are other options. Worst comes to worst, I think I can finish the game by myself completely. It's just that it would take me a lot longer. And David is a much better programmer. And it's like, I don't really want to be dealing with programming. I'd rather just focus on design at this point. So, so yeah, I guess technically right now I am alone. Yeah, I actually think that's Toy Reactor. I think that's actually a really good good way to go. Just kind of start off learning something small. This was supposed to be a small practice project before before I even started this. My idea was to make this massive Okay, we've done it now. So you can see it's keeping the box there. It's not lining it up correctly. Interesting, interesting. For some reason, it's putting one of the corners in the center. Yeah, no, my first idea for the game was this like MMO set in Chicago. That was the real. It was basically like Watch Dogs without the combat and MMO. And I was like, maybe I should make something smaller first to learn Unity, and that is what became Manifold Garden. So, and I thought it would be a 3-month project. So, yeah, you can. And now it's just over 3 years. So that's yeah. It's like if you've never made a game before, people's first ideas are like usually super ambitious, and now I'm just like, yeah, maybe like a variation of Solitaire. that seems like a reasonable scope. Why is it not? Okay, we're getting that to lock. Now, I don't want to... We're very close. I mean, we're definitely in, like, the final third. Oh, I don't know. The thing is, now I know that how much... so, like, how do I know we're close, right? The thing is, we're in terms of... So I'm actually going to stop here now, because it's almost 5, and the stream will be pretty short today. I got a bunch of other stuff to work on, but where and we got that going. Like what I want to do is actually just make sure. Okay, we need to. So the first 2.5 years were spent trying to figure out what the design of the game is. I mean, really the 3 years. And I think now I know what the game is. And I know, like, we've got a ton of puzzles. I know what I want the game's arc to be. I know all the mechanics that are inside. I don't actually need a design document because it's just me. That's usually more like if you have other designers on the team. So I know what the game is. We figured that out. We prototyped it. We've got the look. And the last 6 months we've spent writing editor tools, knowing everything that's done. What we need to do now... So there's a few things with invert mode that need to be tweaked. But the biggest concern, technical unknown right now, is how we're going to do asynchronous level loading, because I don't want loading screens in the game. So what we need to do, our next challenge, once I kind of figure out the in remote and the funding gets sorted out. The big project for David is we need like a vertical slice of the game where we have 3 different worlds, and we'll want the player to go in between any of them, and we gotta write a system that like loads and unloads things going on, and we need 3. Because like 2 doesn't work, right? 2, you're just kind of going back and forth between this 2, so you're always having those. We need to load A, load B, go into B, unload A, and then load C, and let you go into that. And if we can have that set up, that scales and allows for an indefinite number of levels. So it's like if we can get 3 working, we know we can get 30, 40. Because you're always only 2 is ever loaded simultaneously. The one you're coming from, the one you're going to. So once we have that will be, then like we just need to make sure that the whole thing is smooth. Once we have that, then the idea is like, it's not lazy loading. It's called async. I don't know what lazy loading is. It's just asynchronous level loading, once we have that, then we know we can like make the whole game, and then it's just a matter of then I can like continue designing. We're like almost done with all the mechanics. There's a small bunch of bugs that still need to get worked out, but I'm hoping by February we can have all that tech stuff sorted out, and then I can just, all I want to do at that point is I don't want to code anymore. I just want to focus on level design, and what I want to do is just like make a bunch of levels, play test level, iterate, and you know, spend. I want to keep doing that, and then David can like work on optimization, fix bugs, do ports, and then get the game out. And there's gonna, you know, there's still like UI stuff that'll probably cause some hiccups. So I'm not talking about another game now. We're just talking about Manifold Garden and like what's left in development. So yeah, I just need to make sure. So right now the problem is we're talking about yeah, this the same game that you're seeing right now. So all right, we got it so it goes into the box. I'm not too sure why it's like not going into the center of it. Okay, and then I see. I don't know why it's not going in there, and I need to stop you from. Hey, all right, let me answer some of these questions. Tor Reactor, I know what you mean. I thought my RPG and HTML would be done in about a week. Right now it's been 1 to 2 months. Yeah, you've only done the engine, so... Yes, it's, Hey! The Shadow 969, thanks for the follow. When did I start programming? I started programming in like 2000. What counts as programming? Like I started learning HTML, CSS in like 2007 just to make a simple website. Ended up getting a job when I was a student at a genetics lab writing Perl scripts to tweak data. Like they'd have like genetic data would come in columns like a text file, and then sometimes like different programs would take different formats, so sometimes you need like an extra 0 in front of all the numbers. So Perl was really great with that. So I did that summer. Following summer I worked in Italy in a nuclear physics lab, and I had to write this piece of software using Java. So that was my introduction to object-oriented programming. After college, worked in advertising, didn't do programming there. Ended up then about a year later, worked at a studio in Toronto, like that did science museum exhibits, and I worked with Open Frameworks using C++, and that was great. It was like 6 months, and I think that's really where I became good at programming. So that was like 2011 was the first time I felt comfortable programming, but I've been doing a bunch of it before then, and it just happened to be like 6 months at this one gig, so it was a long time to learn and get good at something. And then I didn't start learning C# until I started working with Unity, so that was late 2012. But because my previous job had me using C++, that it wasn't a very big learning curve switching into Unity. Anyway, it is 5:02 now, so I'm going to end the stream here. Straw Rat, thanks for the question. I will be streaming tomorrow. I think tomorrow's going to be in the evening, so it'll be like 8:30 p.m. Wednesday night. I gotta go back to cleaning my apartment. Yeah, it's just a huge mess right now. So we'll I think this is a good place to stop, since we've got, we have the box now going. I just need to make sure that it goes inside and it doesn't lock, and then we need to make sure that this tree can open a door when you bring the box to it. And maybe we might play with like some stuff about maybe shrinking the tree. We'll play around with that. If I have time, I'll do it tonight. Otherwise, I'll probably work on it tomorrow, and hopefully the stream will continue more or less from where we've left off today. Anyway, have a good rest of the day. Thank you all for stopping by. Yeah, if you like the stream, you should follow. So, peace out.